Hello, this is Dumont. Not too long ago, I did a team-up video with Decepticon where we talked about our favorite Marvel superheroes. Now today, it's just going to be me, and I want to do kind of like an opposite video. So instead of Marvel, I want to do DC. Instead of superheroes, I want to do villains. But I want to add a little bit of a twist. The twist is I'm going to base my top 3 villains on the Batman movie villains. Before I get into my top 3 favorite supervillains from the Batman movies, I just want to say real quick that I do like the comic book character of Bane. It's just too bad that in the movie he is poorly portrayed, much like the way Sabretooth was poorly portrayed in the first X-Men movie. It's just wrong. So obviously I'm not going to count him in, but I just wanted to say I do like the comic book character very, very much. Number 2, many of you probably think that I'm going to pick Heath Ledger's Joker as number 1, and for many of you that would probably be your number 1 choice. For me, it isn't. Don't get me wrong, I think that, his performance was very interesting to watch. It was very entertaining. I don't think he deserved an Oscar or anything. I don't think it was like Daniel Day-Lewis good or anything like that at all, but it was entertaining. Now, as far as Joker is concerned, to me, that's not Joker, what he portrayed. That's some other character. That's some new character, okay? So that's why I'm not picking Heath Ledger Joker as my number 1, or he's not even in my top 3 choice, because, like I said, to me, that's not Joker. Joker, if you read the comics and stuff, is the relationship he has with Batman is that he is the polar opposite of Batman. So they're like yin and yang, the sun and the moon, that type of relationship, Batman is dark. Joker is supposed to be very light. I mean, that reflects in the outfits. Batman's outfits are very dark, night-looking type outfits. Joker's is, like a circus clownish, almost, purple, bright-looking colors, Batman has high-tech gadgets. Joker does not. Batman can fight, Joker's not like a brawler. He's not like a fist fight type person. Batman doesn't want to kill anyone. Joker has no problem killing. Let's say he enjoys killing people. Batman uses logic. He's like a very, very good detective, one of the world's best detectives. Whereas the Joker, he's insane. He has no logic. He's chaotic. You see what I'm saying? So they're supposed to be polar opposites. What I saw in the movie, the way Heath Ledger portrayed him was, number 1, he looked tough. He looked like he could fight just as strong as Batman. If you put him in the ring together with no weapons, it looked like he'd give Batman a good match. Number 2, he was incredibly smart. He was psychotic, but he was incredibly smart. He wasn't just chaos. Number 3, he's dark. He's very, very dark. I mean, to me, I almost saw if he wasn't psychotic, he could have been another superhero. He was like the Crow, basically. He looked very cool, very dark. Too similar to Batman. Okay, so let me start the top 3. The number 3, the bottom of the list, okay? I'm going to start with Mr. Freeze from, yes, the movie was terrible. Batman and Robin was horrible, but Mr. Freeze looked awesome. I have never seen Mr. Freeze look like that in the comic books. I mean, that is an awesome makeover. Arnold, I think, did a really good job. The only problem, other than the movie wasn't good, was I think that he had those cheesy lines that you know Arnold from. And the only reason why they gave him those lines was because, because it's typical Arnold. They gave it to him because it's Arnold, not because it was Mr. Freeze, So that kind of hurts the character for Mr. Freeze, because you're not seeing, oh, how well is Arnold playing Mr. Freeze? You're saying Arnold is Mr. Freeze. This is Arnold plus Mr. Freeze. You see what I'm saying? So in that sense, it kind of hurts the character, but other than that, he looks awesome. I do buy into his acting, actually. You know, he is very dynamically powerful, but he also seems very intelligent at the same time. The one-liners, like I said, that's just, you know, typical Arnold going on. But so I picked Mr. Freeze. The guy looks awesome. My number two choice, I'm going to go with Catwoman from Batman Returns. I do think that the way she became all of a sudden like this supervillain, it just seemed unrealistic. Was she possessed by cats, or what the heck happened there? All of a sudden, from a secretary, just an average secretary, to a butt-kicking supervillain, it just kind of doesn't make sense, you know. Poison Ivy, on the other hand, even though it was like almost comical and it was kind of like really unrealistic in that sense, how she would just, you know, plant some seeds, and, you know, just her powers are crazy, but it's more believable in a sense that she was a scientist and she gets, you know, it's like it's not an experimental accident, but it's more along those lines. So it's more believable than she fell off from a skyscraper, and then these cats are on her, and then all of a sudden she's a supervillain. You know, it's a little bit better than that. You know, however, there was really no character development on her. Catwoman, on the other hand, in that movie, you know, Tim Burton put in character development, so we didn't really see a good explanation for how she became so good at martial arts and stuff like that, how she learned how to use the whip and all that. We didn't really see that, but we did see her mental state, her transformation mentally, you know, how she became very, very dark and tragic figure, which was beautiful, and that was awesome. That was just, you know, kicks Poison Ivy's character by far. And also her outfit was very, very sexy. It's a latex, you know, S&M style, very awesome outfit. Poison Ivy could have had an equally awesome outfit. I mean, you have Uma Thurman playing her. You could have easily had a very sexy outfit, but instead they made her outfit more like, it looked more like a Power Rangers. It looked more like a, not as cool as Mr. Freeze, who was in the same movie. My number one choice is going to surprise you. It's actually Tommy Lee Jones playing Two-Face. Yes, the reason because I think he threatened Batman the most, and his tactics seem to be very, very close to taking out Batman, and it's very simple. It wasn't like this extravagant trap that, you know, Batman's going to get out of with his cool gadgets. It wasn't like that, you know. It was very simple. I always felt like there is a chance that if he could shoot Batman, he just will, and he'll just kill him solid, just like that. So very simple, very effective. He did seem very psychotic, almost scary, you know. So, but at the same time, he was very campy-ish. You know, you could blame the movie for that, but I want you to think about this for a second, okay? Two-Face, the character, is not really developed well. Even in the comics, I mean, compared to the Joker, Joker takes all the limelight. So it's not a fair comparison in a way, but I want you to think about this, okay? The characters, the Penguin, Two-Face, and also the Riddler, okay? If you take bits and pieces of those three characters and combine them together, you get the Joker. So the Joker is kind of like, you know, a combination of those three. The Penguin, because, you know, he wears like a suit, a formal outfit, and then at the same time, you know, he a little bit snobbish or whatever, but he has like that circus background. You know, Joker has that. Joker he likes to wear like a suit type outfit, and then he's, you know, the whole circus thing, you know, the Joker, the clown thing, so that goes well, you know, a little bit from the Penguin there. You know, the Riddler, if you've seen Batman Forever, the way Jim Carrey is playing the Riddler, I almost thought to myself, imagine if this guy played the Joker. He would have been the perfect Joker. He could have, you know, and you could almost see the Joker as he's playing the Riddler. Very similar, where he's, instead of making jokes, he's making riddles, you know. And just the way his body is shaped, you know, very tall, thin, you know, at least the way Jim Carrey played it, okay. And then number three, Two-Face has the psychotic part, you know, the insane part, the part that's dark, the part that's kind of scary. Okay, you know, I did say Joker, you know, he's not really, Batman's the dark one. Well, yeah, but the Joker is a killer. That's what I mean by dark, you know, in a different sense, okay? So Two-Face has that part, you know. Look at his face. It's scary looking. Out of all of them, he is the scariest looking guy. Last but not least, I want you to just think about Two-Face, the character, okay? This is a guy that I think The only real weakness that he has is his stupid coin, which I think is a really dumb thing, but he kind of messes himself up because of the coin. So if he didn't have that coin, just imagine how much more powerful he would be.